Well, hi everybody. It just started to slightly rain here in Scotland. It does most days here in Scotland. It rains, but never mind. We're overlooking the Tweed Valley. River Tweed is down there. I'm just near Walkerburn. Over to my left, Clovenford's across to the right there. Really good video. Watched earlier today, this morning, the Jane, who went to see Dean and Jerry and Steve and Laura down there in London. Jane Sharp, complete with Control Question t-shirt, and I was really pleased that Stephen and Laura recognised it, as I'm sure did the other guys there straight away. So the dude is getting a bit of exposure out there. Just wanted to pose a question that was, I suppose it's where the very first question that Jane was saying that they answered was, how well do they get on with Kathleen Zellner? Is there any animosity there? And I don't know if there would be any too much in the way of animosity, although I do accept, or at least I would suggest, you know, if you've got Kathleen Zellner who gets these civil suits worth millions and millions, I can't imagine that Kathleen Zellner is exactly anywhere near the sort of poverty line when it comes to being able to afford things. And I just wonder if to a certain extent, for some of the lawyers that do different types of casework, you know, like your normal defence attorneys. We know Dean and Jerry have campaigned about the fact that in Wisconsin they don't get paid very well. And you compare that with the people, as I say, like Kathleen Zellner, who will have a 33% of whatever she can collect for her client. Goes to her law firm, her and her law firm. So I would suggest that there's obviously that kind of professional rivalry, shall we say, and a question as to, you know, why should somebody doing exactly the same work get paid an absolute fortune? But I suppose the thing I really wanted to touch on is the fact that up until Kathleen Zellner came along, Brendan's case was progressing nicely. Up until Making a Murderer came along, Brendan's case was progressing nicely. It wasn't long after Making a Murderer came out that Judge Duffin threw out the confession. And I think but for Making a Murderer, Stephen and Laura would have been celebrating Brendan being out a long time ago. Of course, Kathleen Zellner comes along, and up until then, Steve and Laura, all they had to contend with was trying to get their client out based on the fact that it was a false confession, and you'd got Stephen Avery sat in jail serving the rest of his life in prison. Kathleen Zellner comes along, completely changes the narrative, quite rightly so. And I just wonder if that's put a bit of a spanner in the works as far as Steve and Laura were concerned. They were hoping to chalk up Brendan, as I suppose obviously Brendan was hoping to be chalked up as an exoneree of them. Making a Murderer comes along, makes things difficult. Not only that, but Kathleen Zellner comes along and points out, hey, hold on a sec. Brendan's brother, older brother and stepdad are the two main suspects. I just wonder what can you imagine the sort of conversations that must be taking place between Drizin and Nyrider and Kathleen Zellner. I would just throw it out there and just ask if other people have got other opinions about the if you like the sort of professional working relationship between all the attorneys here. I'm just saying I don't think it can be easy. I don't think it's a cakewalk for any of them. Well, except for obviously Kathleen Zellner, who seems to be marching inexorably forward towards getting Steve out. Anyway, I believe that sometime later today we're going to get a decision from Judge Angela, we wait and see, don't we? Okay, catch you all in Manitowoc. If we don't catch you in Manitowoc, we'll obviously catch you on YouTube. I'm hoping to do a live chat with Jane again pretty soon, just to discuss a bit further one or two things that were obviously raised at the Hammersmith show that might be worth discussing and expanding upon. Anyway, catch you again soon. Bye for now.